Hey guys, welcome back. My name's Sandy. This is Sawing with Sandy, and I'm in my shop here today where it is very brisk. I think we're at about a negative 16 or 17 Celsius, but I'm making the best of it because I'm here to fix my Polaris Sportsman, my 2005 700 EFI. If you guys would have been around the channel for a while, you've seen me struggling with this unit for the last while. It works fine. It starts every single time. I can go through all the gears, but it doesn't have all-wheel drive. That's been a big problem for me, as you've seen on many episodes where I've tried to get through some very rough terrain. I just get stuck. Well, I think I've come up with a solution for my all-wheel drive problem. It's a solution that I think I figured out about 3 years ago, but I'm sort of revisiting today. And first thing you're going to notice here when you look at my machine is the top cluster here is in pieces. Looks like a bit of a rat's nest here. And that's exactly what the case is. That right there is a broken cluster that many of you may be familiar with. And if we have a look here, I tried to sort of wrangle it back together as best I could, but everything is broken on this. And the big problem with this is because the speedometer doesn't work, the speedometer does not allow the all-wheel drive to work. And so that's sort of a big learning curve for me. It took me a long time to figure that out. Without that speedometer, the all-wheel drive switch, which, forgive the light there, the all-wheel drive switch right there won't engage. And so I've come up with a solution I'm going to share with you guys today. And so let's have a look. Welcome back. Okay, so first things first, before we start talking about anything mechanical, electrical, or anything to deal with this ATV, let me just tell you guys, I am no small engine mechanic. I'm working on this just as a normal consumer would work on it. I'm working on it out of necessity. You could probably take this unit into your local dealer. They might tell you something different than what I'm going to tell you. All I'm going to tell you is this is how I fixed it. If you don't want to fix it this way, don't fix it this way. If you want to take this chance of fixing it the way I fix it, then that's up to you. But here's how I fix it. Here's what I'm going to do. So if you guys can understand this, as far as I understand anyways, the speedometer controls the all-wheel drive system so that you don't engage that all-wheel drive when you're going too fast. But without that speedometer, the all-wheel drive system doesn't know how fast you're going and hence won't engage. And so that's what we have to do. We have to override that system. All right, let's have a look in here. And what we're looking at is this white connection. Notice there's a lower section and an upper section that comes together. That has some wires that are going out of it and into it. If I follow this white connection down to these wires, this would continue on down to the lower differential, the front drive. This upper connection has other wires which go up to that guy, the all-wheel drive switch. This right here has two wires coming out of it. You'll notice it has this wire here, which in my case looks to be gray. Maybe that's white. And then the other wire, the important wire, if we can sort of flip it around just a little bit. I don't know if you guys, there we go. That other wire you'll see right there is brown and it's got a white stripe on it. That's the wire that I cut into in order to ground it. By grounding that brown wire with the white stripe, what that basically did was trick the all-wheel drive switch into thinking the speedometer was working appropriately and ultimately allowed the all-wheel drive switch to engage the all-wheel drive on the front diff. So there's the brown wire with the white stripe spliced into that. I know it looks a little Mickey Mouse there. There's a variety of different connections you could use to splice into that, but you just have to splice into it. I used this green wire to do that, and then I grounded it on a bolt on the frame right there. So that bolt on the frame there, that goes to the white wire, which connects to the green wire, which spliced into the brown wire with the white stripe. That's how I fixed my all-wheel drive. Looks a little Mickey Mouse. I did it just now so that it's functional. I might go back and clean it up just a little bit and make some of those connections permanent with solder. But that is my quick fix. I think it's going to be a permanent fix for a broken speedometer because I didn't want to go and source out a used speedometer on a machine that's, well, 2005, pretty old. So just to prove you that it works, what I've done is I've jacked up the rear end here on the machine and I'm going to put it into, just before we do that, let's unplug this guy so I can see and turn it around. As I said, just to prove to you it works, I'm going to put this into 2x4, so two-wheel drive, and we'll start it up. This is a cold start at negative 17 Celsius, so here's what it sounds like. Not too bad. All right, and I've got it in, what do I have it in? Low drive. Okay, there's two-wheel drive. And now we'll switch it over to all-wheel drive. Okay. So now this should engage the front tires as well. What it's going to do, because the back tires are off the ground, it should pull the machine forward, and that's more or less my test. Okay, and there you go. I don't want to go any further, it's going to pull it right off the jack here, but that right there shows you the engagement of all-wheel drive. That's my repair. As I said, I'm going to button things up front here just so it's a little more permanent. And that'll allow me to continue using the machine with a broken speedometer. Guys, it's really cold out here, but I'm really glad you came along. You guys all take care out there. Be well. If you haven't done so already, check out my other videos, and I'll see you guys all next time.